Good evening, everybody. So I just thought I'd make a quick video and talk to you about my Mod 1, which is tomorrow. I'm quite nervous about it because the weather doesn't look good and I don't really like riding in the rain anyway. Well, not that I've got much experience in it to dislike it. I just always choose not to if I can, so there's that. And yeah, I think I wanted to talk to you all because I'm just nervous and I want someone to talk to. I've spoken to my missus and she's always telling me to stay calm, you'll smash it. My family is saying the same thing and my mates have said the same thing. But I just wanted to talk to you a lot and let you know that I am feeling quite nervous. I get this kind of rush of excitement and then this overwhelming vroom of dread of just going through all this just to clip a cone and do something stupid and fail the test or forget to look over my shoulders before and during a turn and whatnot. Just silly little things that keep playing on my mind that are going to make me fail. But in a way, I suppose thinking about it now, if they're on my mind, I can't forget to do them, right? If I'm worried about forgetting them, or what if I forget to do my shoulder checks? Oh yeah, shoulder checks. I suppose I've just reminded myself about them, worrying that I'm going to forget about them. So there's that. But yeah, I've got to be at the instructor's place for 7:30 in the morning. Oh, my test is at 8:30, and my missus will tell you I need at least. I'm not even worth talking to till gone 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Just not a morning guy. So there's that. I don't know. Worst case scenario is I fail and I book another test. Now that's not bad. That's not a bad worst case scenario, right? I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. What? I've got 2 hours booked tomorrow with Steve. For the first hour, it's just going to be me and Steve. And then obviously the hour after that is booked for my Mod 1. Now the Mod 1 don't take an hour, but I believe the actual test itself doesn't take an hour, but I'm sure all the the formalities before and after the test, including the time in the test, will probably come to about an hour. So you have to pay for 2 hours. But yeah, I'm just really hoping that I can, video myself saying, yes, I've passed. I won't be recording myself during the test because A, I don't think you're allowed, and B, I don't want anything to think about other than my test. I don't want a camera swinging off my helmet because they do get quite heavy after a bit. And when I'm doing shoulder checks, sometimes the camera hits my shoulder and I just don't want any distractions or anything getting in the way on the actual test. But up until I take my test and immediately after, I will record and let you know. And I'll be true to my word. I will still let you know if I've failed and I'll tell you exactly what I failed on. And yeah, that's it. So flipping heck. Can't believe it's already. I've gone from nothing to do with bikes to my Mod 1s tomorrow. Wow, it's gone so quick. It's gone really quick. I do know I need to take my driving license, my CBT certificate, and my theory test certificate with me. And then obviously take myself. Shoulder checks. Chuck them in. Just keep chucking them in. There's clean ways to do it, and then there's just ways to do it. Now, doing the slalom, my instructor would always say, hey, if you do this, ride that, a little bit of back brake, well, sometimes a lot of back brake, slip the clutch a lot, it'll make it really tighter. He said, and that's the way. That'd be nice to see, but as long as you just get through the slalom and figure of 8 and without hitting a cone, you'll pass. So just do what feels comfortable. And I'm quite comfortable at doing what I should do on them, so I'm just going to do them. And yeah, yes. Oh yeah, I've had a top up on the air, back gone to white now. So yeah, see you tomorrow. Hello again. So I've just turned up at the instructor's place. It's 7:10. I didn't have to be here till 8:30. Well, not be here for 8:30. I think he wants to be on the road for 8:30. So I got here a good 20 minutes early so we can have a little chat and get out, get sorted, then get out. See you there. Hi everyone, so I just wanted to let you know that Steve was able to record a little bit of my test for me. It's quite difficult from where he had to stay and wait for me, and I'm quite far away. But I just figured some clip is better than no clip, right? But I've sped it up because you can't really see much, and I just thought just some visual perspective on my actual test. Not that you, like I say, you can make much of it, but just thought I'd chuck it in there anyway, guys. Yeah. It's a little bit behind, but yeah, look. Sound like an old man now, but I imagine this has been out for ages, but I've only just discovered that I can do this. I can see what my GoPro is recording, and I can control it from my phone. So yeah, what I want to talk to you about is my Mod 1. Failed it. Straight up. But I wasn't down in the dumps about it. I think I was for probably a minute or two, because it was like, oh, I had to get up so early for it. It cost me 80 quid. And in the end, I got no fruits for my labour. So yeah, but what I failed on was the swerve avoidance, the hazard avoidance, the very last thing on the Mod 1, which I'm not too fussed about. Because I have to remind myself that I went from doing and knowing nothing about riding bikes to within 2 months taking my Mod 1. Like, it's not really anything to sulk about. If anything, that's something to be proud of. From nothing to my Mod 1 in 2 months, you know, and that's the only thing I got wrong. The first thing I done was the parking bays, where you have to pull the bike out backwards into another parking bay. Done that absolutely fine. And then it was slalom to figure of 8, that was super fine. And then it was riding the bike at a walking pace, that was fine. Then it was a U-turn, fine. Controlled stop, fine. Emergency stop, fine. Hazard avoidance. But yeah, I got no minors on anything else, you know. And the hazard avoidance, it wasn't that I clipped a cone or anything, it was, I went through the first time. You have to go through the speed trap at a minimum of 48 kilometers an hour. I went through the first time at 45, and that's because in training and in practice with Steve and Ken, when I'm doing my lessons, I'm always going through it fast, which is still a pass. But if you go through it too fast, there's a good chance you're going to clip the cone then, because you're going through it quick. But I always averaged 50 kilometers plus. And it was easy. It was easy for me to go through it at that speed. But I thought on my test, I'll go through the first one slow, knowing full well I won't make the right speed, but it will give me a feel for it, and you know. And then the second time to go through it, I thought I'll give it some. So I went through it again, gave it some. I thought, yes, I've done it. No, I haven't. It was 47 kilometers an hour I went through, and it should have been 48. So I think I shut off too early. So everything I've done in my lessons and everything Steve and Ken have taught me, for some reason at that moment in time, I didn't do. when it mattered most. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You can't talk about these things. Fair enough if you only get one chance a year, but you can have as many tests as you want until you pass. And I know next time I'll absolutely hammer it. And another thing that was, you know, making me feel proud of myself, not only is it 2 months into riding, in fact 900 and something miles I've done on that bike. That's my riding experience there, 900 miles under my belt, and I'm already doing my Mod 1. So come on, I've got to feel proud about that. But what I do feel proud about is I didn't get any minors on anything else. Everything was super clean. Now imagine if you'd have gone through the whole test a bit sketchy and a bit wobbly and a bit, oh god, this, that and the other, and then you didn't make the swerve avoidance. How rubbish in yourself would you feel? You'd think to yourself, god, I can't do this. I made a mess of everything. I managed to just scrape through, and then I failed on the swerve avoidance. But not me. Everything was clean. I was just 1 kilometer an hour too slow. But it is what it is. Can't sulk, man. Can't. I'm 32 years of age. I'm not going to sit here sulking about 1 kilometer an hour. I've already booked my next one. It's not till the 29th of September, and that's because of lockdown and test times are quite scarce. So you have to wait. You have to join a big queue. And my next one's 29th of September. But if it wasn't for lockdown, chances are I'd probably be doing my test again tomorrow, and I know I'll pass it next time. So yeah, I'm proud of myself for everything I've been through, and everything, and you know, things I've got planned with the bike, and when my next test is going to be, and then my mod 2's next. I'm really proud of where I've come so far. So I'm going to take it on the chin and take it as a lesson. I'm going to take that day as a lesson learned and hammer it next time. So if you've taken your mod 1 and you've passed, well done to you guys. If you've taken your mod 1 and failed, like myself, do it again. Just do it again. It's as simple as that. Don't think you can't do it. Don't think you can't ride, and you know, because you can. It's just test day nerves. But at least I've had that experience. So next time I go there, my nerves will be quite suppressed, and I'll be quite calm. I'll know what to expect, and I'm gonna smash it. I'm gonna absolutely hammer it next time. I know I am. And if I don't pass it a second time, guess what I'm gonna do then? Book it again. You know, until I pass. So yeah, but I wanted to be straight up with you lot. I didn't want to be one of these guys that can't show his failings on YouTube, because I can. I don't mind that. I told you lot I'd be honest with you about everything I'm going through, and I'll tell you pass or fail. I'll tell you what happened, the outcome, and why I failed, and that's it. I'm just being honest. I do have a clip of me doing the mod 1 if you want to see that, but it's recorded from quite far back. Because Steve, nice one again, mate. Steve was happy to record it for me from where he was stood. So you can't hear anything, you can't really see anything. So I don't know if it'd be worth me putting that up, but I don't want to waste your lot's time. You've seen what the mod 1 is, because I've done the in-depth thing with Steve on the actual test grounds. So you know exactly what to expect, and it was just the swerve avoidance. I hit it 1 kilometre an hour too slow. Yeah. But anyway, moving on. Beautiful sunshine, good vibes. Even though I'm absolutely knackered today, and so is my missus. I think it's the weather changes. I think it plays with you a bit. But staying positive. I've given the bike a clean. Look at it, beautiful. So there she is after another clean. Yes, another clean. Got all up in there again. Keeping it all nice as possible. Anyway. Give it a nice polish and another coating of that extra gloss protection stuff. Oh, look at these levers. Ooh, make me so happy. Yeah, she's a beautiful bike. Gorgeous bike. Come on. Here he is. Happy chapper. Went for a nice big stroll yesterday, didn't we, boy, down to the nature reserve? Hey? You're a good lad, aren't you? Shall I show everyone your teeths, look? Whoa, teeths! Good boy. Can you see me there? Yeah. Good morning. It's another day. It's about 9:30 in the morning. I just had a bit of a brainwave last night. I figured if I try and replace the exhaust, if I replace the exhaust back to my old one. Oh, sirens. I'm gonna see if that exhaust has anything to do with the rattle. I'm pretty sure it hasn't, but I've tried everything and everything else, and I can't remember if the rattle came around the time I fitted the exhaust. I've got a weird feeling that it did, if not on the day, certainly around the time. So my last ditch attempt at finding this rattle is to replace that exhaust to its factory one, take it round the block, see if I can hear the noise. If I can, then I am ringing my dealers up. I'm going to give them one more chance. I'm going to call, this will be the third time now. I'm going to call them up on Monday and explain to them, look, I bought the bike from you, I've been to you twice with this rattle noise, it's driving me crazy. Both times you've told me to come back if it gets worse. So this is the third time I'm telling you about it, so I want it sorted. I don't care how long you have the bike for, I want you to fix the rattle, because it's obviously not right. It shouldn't be making a rattle, right? I don't know what it is, it could be anything. I'm no bike mechanic. So yeah, and obviously I'm planning to sell this bike somewhat soon, if I'm honest. I've had what was I going to say? Yeah, I want to sell this bike at some point soon, and I want to make sure that it's absolutely a-okay before it goes, because I'm not the kind of guy to just sell off something with issues. No way, it's not right and it's not fair. So before I even consider selling that, it's got to be to a point where I'm happy with it, and I am so hard to please. So And all my friends will tell you that, you know, I'm the best person to buy a car from because it's going to be absolutely spot on. And it'll be the same thing with the bike. So yeah, that's my plan with the bike today, get that changed. And I've had a bit of not an idea, but I've been toying with the idea of, I know I said I wanted the 380cc version of that. And don't get me wrong, if I could afford it, I'd do it. But there's just something that's took my fancy about the Honda CBR 600F. Now I know there's the R, or is it the RR? One of them. And don't get me wrong, they're really nice, and I think they're a bit quicker than the C600Fs. But I'm not really too fussed about fast. 600 to me is going to be enough. But my instructor Steve, he was saying that they're brilliant bikes, they're good all-rounders, you can't really go wrong with a 600. And I've seen a couple in the flesh, and the 2011 year, that's the kind of year I want, that's the shape I want. And I want it all in black, I think. And I tell you what, they look gorgeous, don't they? And they're quite a bit cheaper. They're like £1 cheaper than the 380 version of that. I know they're not brand new, and so I know they'll be second hand. But they've just really taken my fancy. So I reckon I'm gonna go towards that route. I do. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm gonna change that exhaust now anyway. So I'll time lapse it because you don't need to watch me full time remove that bolt and this bolt. Yeah, but I'll time lapse it, chuck some music on it. Nice one. Bit noisy. Right, let's put the old one on. I need to clean this. I think I put a bit too much on last time, the exhaust sealant. So I'm going to clean that off and then we'll put the old one back on. You know, looking back now, this actually doesn't look too bad, doesn't it? It's not a bad exhaust, to be fair. It doesn't actually sound too bad, does it? So it's not my exhaust. What's annoying is I shouldn't be having to do these things. This is why I've been back to my dealers twice. They should be doing these kind of road tests and stuff, you know. Shouldn't have to be me doing it. Oh, this bloody noise. What I will say though is, I could swear blind it's a lot nippier with the standard exhaust on. So yeah, anyway, this new bike I'm thinking about, the CBR 600F, it's got me quite excited if I'm honest.
I've heard nothing but great things about them. I've not heard a bad thing about them, not one. I think this bike prefers its original exhaust, you know, guys. I don't want to admit that because I love the look and sound of the aftermarket one, but it's a lot smoother and a lot perkier. Yeah, definitely, yeah, I can feel that. Oh, a rock and a hard place, isn't it? 'Trying to get some miles in, I'm sure, before 12 o'clock. The rain's going to fall around 12 apparently, so that's why I wanted to get this done nice and early. Have a test ride. Whoa, that wind's strong. A 1,003 miles! Woo-wee! Wow! Well, it's time for my 1,000-mile review then, guys. Might as well do it now, aren't we? You know? So, my review of the Lexmoto LXR 125 SE after 1,000 miles. Where do I begin? Well, I'll begin with day of purchase. Bought the bike, had the bike delivered, loved the bike, loved the looks of it, never got bored of looking at it. Okay, so let's start with the bad. I think we'll start with the bad and what I find not bad, not too bad, just, you know, my least favourable things about the bike. First thing I noticed was the lack, and I mean this in capital letters, lack of power. I know it's a 125, I know it's designed for learner riders, and I know it's designed to not be fast, but trust me when I say the lack of power. Alright, almost embarrassing at times to have a bike that looks as beautiful as this. And why make a bike this big and beautiful and not at least have the maximum amount of horsepower legally allowed for a 125? I think, is it something like 12 point something horsepower you're legally supposed to have, and this has got 2 or 3 under that. Why, when you make a bike like this, would you even consider making it one of the slowest 125s out there? You're legally allowed to have this quicker, so what are you playing at? Okay, so that's the first thing. So now my dealership is 40 miles away and it's dual carriageways. Oh, it's the most frustrating and difficult and somewhat embarrassing ride of my life. Getting overtaken by Arctics, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm absolutely pinning it. As soon as it even sniffs a hill, you just see that speedo dropping. You'll drop down a gear to make up for the speed, and it will drop down again. Oh, my revs are too high, I've got to go back up, and you're still dropping speed. You get on the straight and indicator on. No, it hadn't, the car behind me has. I just saw some flashing in the bumper of that Focus. Yeah, so you'll drop your speed down, drop your gear down to pick up your speed, and it doesn't do anything. You drop it down again, it will just rev its arse off. So you'll go back up a gear and you're still dropping speed. Then you'll get on a flat, and then you just have to slowly, very slowly work that speed back up. But you are pinning that accelerator to do so. And then as soon as you see another hill, boom, again. Quite frustrating, you know. I mean, there's other 125s that have passed me on the way there and back to the dealers, and they're flying past me. And you think, you look like this, and you've made it that slow. Oh well. So that's the main issue with this bike, I would say. My first issue was the bent rear sprocket. Now, well, the sprocket wasn't bent; it was the actual wheel itself wasn't made right. It's got to go on a lathe and then be cut certain, and one part of the wheel wasn't cut right. So, as the sprocket went on, instead of it sitting like this, it went on at an angle, which caused this, which caused my chain to slap about, which caused issues with first gear. And yeah, I had this weird thing. It was like every time I dropped it into first, you know, dropping down into first, my bike would make this horrible noise, and I could have sworn my gearbox was gone. But apparently, according to the dealers, it was the way the chain was sat because of the rear sprocket. So yeah, there was that. But what I will say about that is, Lexmoto did cover that under warranty. They got me a new rear wheel within a couple of days, and on day 3 or 4 I had my bike back at no cost to myself. Brand new rear wheel, brand new rear sprocket, and that problem disappeared. It wasn't there anymore. So there is that. So what was my next problem? Yes, that was the next thing I'd say, is I've had this bike 2 months. Ooh, Ninja. Oof. Don't ride like that. Don't do that. What if that Golf decided he wanted to play and put his foot down? Right, yeah, so yeah, I've had this bike 2 months, and I've had to strip and clean and sand down and level out the brake pads 3 times in 2 months, because I keep getting this horrible clicking noise from the front brakes, and I've now got this like whirring noise when I roll the bike backwards, which is fine, you know. I didn't know it was fine, but I spoke to, you know, a couple of people who do know their way around the bike, and they've both said that's absolutely fine, just leave it. It's just some bikes do that. Some brake pads wear differently on different sides. So this will be time number 4. I don't like any noises. I don't like noises that aren't supposed to be there, so I'm going to be stripping that back down. And like I say, that's 4 times in 2 months, so once a fortnight on average. If you're looking at ratios, I've got to, you know, strip the calipers down. And I'll tell you what though, this bike really prefers the original exhaust. Yeah, so I've got to strip the calipers down, and I've got to do the rear one now because that's making a noise. So there's that. On the plus side to that though, the brakes are super sharp. It's really nice to brake this bike. It's got good braking. What was my issue after my brake calipers? Well, my brake pads. After my brake pads, it was yeah, weird rattle. I've got weird rattle going on. I've taken it to the dealers twice. They've told me there's nothing wrong with the bike, it could just be one of those things. But I'm not convinced in that, because the bike, when I first bought it, didn't make that rattle, and it's kind of developed. That's the thing, it's developed, the rattle. It wasn't just like one day it was there. I heard it one day kind of quiet, and then as time's gone on, it's just got louder and louder. I mean, I feel like it's plateaued now. The noise I've got now, it's been like that for a while. But what is that noise? I have no idea what that noise is, and it's not making me very confident, really. I don't like it. I don't like things that aren't supposed to be there. I'm sure when they built this bike, they didn't build it with that rattle, so that rattle shouldn't be there, okay? That's what I'm saying. And I've got warranty with the bike. I bought the bike brand new, you know. Bought the bike brand new. I didn't do it on a deposit. I was in a lucky enough position. I had a car at the time I was playing about with. I put air ride on it, and so it was a Volkswagen Jetta. And then I got the bullet, bit the bullet, and got the bug to get a bike. So I sold the Jetta and bought this outright. And I'm going to be honest with you, I wish I'd have bought it from a different dealership. I'm not saying they're a bad dealership. What I am saying is they're over 40 odd miles away, so it's an hour's riding on a bike that doesn't like the roads I've got to ride on to get there. And I think they're just super busy. They're a busy dealerships. Every time I go there, it's like, oh, we're selling this many a month, and the work never stops. And that's good for them, that's good for business, but not good for the customers, because I tell you what, the fact they're busy, you can feel it. You feel it as a customer, you can tell they're busy. I'm gonna give them one more call about this rattle. So, and then just see where it goes from there. So I would have to say, after 2 months' time, to have all that grief, it's not the best, am I right? It's not the best. I know people who can buy second-hand bikes and not have problems for years. Again, people could have bought this bike and they could be on X amount of thousand of miles and never had a problem. It's probably just my luck to have got a bike that's caused me to go to and from a couple of times. Right, so I think that's all the bad things. No, one more bad thing. Not bad, I'm not going to say the bike's terrible. What I'm saying is the lack of parts, the lack of aftermarket parts available for it. I get it, it's a lexmoto LXi, it's quite a new release, newish release anyway. And it's a Chinese bike, so aftermarket parts aren't really available for it. You can get your exhaust from Lextech, but all link pipes have sold out, and they've been sold out for quite a while, so a lot of people wanting aftermarket exhausts are now struggling. The levers, the brake levers for them, yeah, they fit the standard LXRs absolutely fine, but if you want them to fit the SE like I have, you've got to fit the standard LXR's master cylinder so then that will let you fit the Lextech brake levers, and that's what I've had to do here. And as far as aftermarket parts go, you can buy a tail tidy from Lextech, but again, completely sold out. Have been for a long time. No sign of when they're coming back into stock. Now you can buy different tail tidies from Amazon, eBay, etc., but that will void your warranty. Has to be a Lextech product, so you're not really able to do anything to your bike unless it's you can't modify it, make it your own, and without it voiding your warranty, which I think is just absurd. Come on, and they're saying if you use Lextech products that you can keep your warranty, so it's kind of bottlenecking you and forcing you to buy from Lextech only. Yeah, you got a nod off that guy. Yeah, so it's forcing you to buy from Lextech only. Problem with that is they've got nothing in stock, so come on. And then so people want to put their own mark on the bike, so they think, do you know what, I've waited months for Lextech to get tail tidies in, they've not got them in stock, so I'm just going to buy one off eBay. It's not my fault Lextech have sold out, so they buy one off eBay, fit it to the bike, sorry, your warranty's void. Oh right, well thank you very much. So I don't think that's very good either. I've emailed Lextech, by the way, because there's a couple of garages near me that should be carrying out warranty work but are refusing to do so. Another thing you've got to bear in mind. So that's the reason I've had to ride all the way up to my dealers in Cannock. I'm from Nottingham, so from Nottingham to Birmingham, which don't sound far to many people, but do that on this 125, that's slow, and it's not a trip you look forward to. Yeah, and I emailed them months ago. I've sent them 2 emails and I've not had one reply back. So something else to bear in mind, that the actual people that sell the bikes, well, not Lextech, sorry, lexmoto. Lexita is the actual name of the whole company, Lexita Limited. Like I say, I've emailed those twice. I've not got any response back whatsoever. So you're almost kind of just, thanks for buying your bike, goodbye. That's the attitude I feel like I've received buying it. Now, it sounds like I've done nothing but absolutely just slate on this bike for the past 5 or so minutes. So I'm going to tell you about the good things with this bike. To 30, it's absolutely sound, which I believe is what it's mainly been made for. Flying to work and back on just back roads, little suburb streets, that kind of thing. But after that it can struggle quite a bit. But yeah, up to 30 it's quite nippy. If you go to, you know, if you filter in the traffic to get to the front of the queue at the traffic lights, chances are you're going to get in front of most things, unless someone's in quite a nippy car and just wants to be a bit of an arse. So you'd have no problems doing that. The second thing is the handling. This handles an absolute dream. I mean, I've got no riding experience other than a couple of bikes when I was young. I always say no riding experience. I knocked about on little scramblers when I was between the ages of like 10, well, between 7 and 10. I remember being bought a scrambler for my 7th birthday, I think it was. I think it was a 50cc scrambler. I mean, I was young at the time, so the bike looked huge. But if I look back now, it was just a little tiny trials dirt bike. But yeah, there was different times back then, very different times. I used to fly around my area on that, no problem, never got stopped by the police, no one ever called the police. It was just different times. Yeah, so that's where was I going with that? Yeah, that was my riding experience. I had an Aprilia RS 125 for about 2-3 weeks as well, but then I scrapped that, bought myself a car, and that's it. So other than that, this is my first proper bike. So yeah, what I can say about this handling is, as soon as I jumped on this bike, it felt natural. I felt like I could feel it in the corners. I didn't have any issues whatsoever getting used to the bike. You know, I thought I'd take it steady for a while until I get used to the bike. On day one, I was leaning. I was giving, you know, hear that? That's my rear brake. Yeah, so on day one, I was already leaning over. So yeah, the handling of the bike's lovely. Oh, it's window. Yes, the other thing I like about the bike, I mean, come on, it's obvious it should have been top of the list, really. First thing, top of the list has to be that. Just make sure I don't get run over whilst I'm appreciating the bike. Just look at that. You will never get bored of looking at this bike. It's absolutely stunning. And everybody, and I do mean everybody, wants to talk about your bike. Whether they're into bikes, know what they're on about, or just passers-by who haven't got a clue about a bike, all want to stop and talk about it, and with good reason. I mean, come on, they've hit that styling on the head. Beautiful. It's kind of Panigale-ish. I don't want to, you know, put that out there that it looks like a Panigale. With people, it looks nothing like a Panigale. It will never be a Panigale. I know that, but a bit. Come on. Ducati, Panigale. Yeah, it's there. It's there. These mirrors are aftermarket. Now, I fitted these, and I'm pretty sure these will not void your warranty. Reason being is it's not classed as a modification, am I right? If you can't see out of the mirrors that were fitted, I surely can't be penalised for fitting mirrors that allow me to see behind me. Lexmoto, you made mirrors for this bike absolutely shocking. Unless you've got beautiful elbows that you can't stop looking at, the original wing mirrors are pointless. Okay, I've had to fit those so I could see behind me. And oh, I'm getting warm in here. And if I'm going to fit aftermarket mirrors, I'm at least going to get some that look nice. And that's what I've done there. So yeah, that's that. Beautiful. I love the twin discs at the front. Another thing I do like about this bike is, I know I've only done 1,000 miles, but that's 1,000 miles that I've done God knows how many trips. Sometimes I've just wanted to go around the block on it. So I don't know how many times I've started it up and turned it off, started it up and turned it off. I completely trust the bike. I trust the engine. I know I've just got that feeling every time I put the key in and twist it, it's going to light up, it's going to start. I've just got that faith in the bike, and I love that. I'm proud to walk to it. You know, when you come out of a shop and you're carrying your helmet, and you walk to a bike, and you walk to this bike. Oh, it's super proud. Yeah, I'm just proud of it. I'm just really proud of it. I love the wheels. You know, the way the spokes are. I love the trellis frame. I mean, that's one thing I can't knock the bike on. Nobody can knock the bike on just how beautiful it is. So there's pros and cons, but there's pros and cons with every single bike out there, as there is with cars, as there is with everything you buy these days. It's not very often you can buy something that's just yes, 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 yes. There's always pros, there's always cons. Now, I think the pros of this bike far outweigh the cons of it. I mean, what are the cons? Lack of modification bits, which modification is not for everybody, so some of you might be thinking, I'm not bothered about that, I love the bike as it is. And power. I'm only a 125 rider, it's a learner bike, I don't care about that. And that's right, you shouldn't care about that. It's a 125, they're not designed to be fast. All I was saying is they should just be made a little bit perkier, because they've got that room, that they're allowed to, there's room to make them a bit quicker and still keep them 125 legal. I have no idea why, looking at that, they've decided to keep it slow. So, just saying that's all. I do like how cheap parts are for the back. If you go on Chinese motorcycle parts online, CMPO online, you'll find a wide variety of different parts you can buy. I mean, this master cylinder for a standard LXR, $27.99. There's normally always a discount code kicking about. I used one and got 15% off. That's that. And the discount code works on the levers as well. Yeah, they are good bikes, and I don't want people to get the wrong impression today of me, because I've said some bad things about them. But if you think back to what I've said, it's mainly been about the dealership and Lexmoto themselves. It's nothing bad about the bike, because if I got taken back in time knowing what I know now, and I passed my CBT, and I had, say, £3 in the bank to buy another 125, I would hands down buy another LXR, hands down, 100%. Even if I had the budget for a YZF-R, which I think are like £5.5 grand, and let's face it, they seem to be like creme de la creme of the 125 world. Oh, YZF-R. Every 125 is almost compared to the YZF-R, because apparently they're the thing. I would still buy this and pocket the change, because look at that. I don't care how much better the YZF-R is, or faster, or you might even get to 85. Ooh, that's fine, you get to 85, but I'll do the speed I can do on this. Look at it, got a 150 back tyre. Another thing I love about the bike, I love the fact that if it wasn't for that engine looking a bit lost in the chassis, in the fairings, you'd get away with calling it a 6, hands down. So yeah, please don't get it wrong. I didn't mean to slate, or mean to sound like I'm slating Lexmoto, because if you want my advice on what bike to buy, if you're a learner rider, I would gladly walk you to the dealers myself and say one of those right now. So on that, let's jump back on it and go. I just love it here. This is a really nice place to come and talk. Let's jump back on it. just headbutt you. Guys, my rattle stopped. How interesting. I've just brought that out with me so I can get a feel for this suspension adjustments. So I'm going to go a bit firmer, see if I can feel a difference in that suspension, but guys, my rattle stopped. Is that because I've been saying nice things about you? Maybe. Or is it because I've got the different exhaust on? Did I hear it there? I'm not sure if I heard it there. By the way, it's Saturday and this is a really nice place that people like to come down. You're right, love, don't worry, I'm not in a rush. I'm not going to go around you, you take your time. I'm not about to go into the right hand lane of a right turn. So, I've got all the time in the world, love, you take your time. There we go, I can see around the bend now, so I'm going. Oh, that wasn't... Guys, my rattle's gone. Was it that exhaust? Right, if you can't see, stop. Right. We're going some bumpy bits. Okay, well that's really tripped me out, that has, because I've had that rattle for many weeks and it's been there permanently, and now all of a sudden it's not there, and the only thing I've done differently is change the exhaust, but it was rattling when I first left the house. So I'm going to try and wrap this up quickly, guys, because it's just started to rain, and I don't know if you're familiar with the GoPro 7s. I don't know if some of them are the same, but once you plug an external microphone in, you have to take off this like door, and it no longer makes them waterproof, but luckily it's just a little bit spitting. But guys, that rattle's gone. It's gone. It feels weird riding this bike and not hearing any rattles. So it must have been that exhaust for some reason making the bike rattle somewhere, or just amplifying engine noise somewhere. God only knows. But it can't be right, can it? Because obviously you want exhausts fitted to your motorbikes. I'm going down this road purposely because I know it's super bumpy. If I can't hear it down here, lift the visor up, get a better... There's no one behind me, so I can go nice and... It's not there. It's definitely not my keys that I was hearing before. There's still nobody behind me, I'm alright. Oh, hold on, what was that? Was that a rattle? Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Well, that's a good thing. Confusing, but good. The only other thing I could try now is refitting the aftermarket exhaust, seeing if it comes back. Although, truth be told, I don't think I want to. This feels nice. This feels real nice. Okay, so now I've not actually determined what the rattle is. I've just put the original exhaust back on, and a few miles down the road it stopped doing the noise. Could it be the EFI, do you think? The fueling system, because it's got a wider bore exhaust on. Maybe it was having to work a bit harder, I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is with this exhaust on, it sounds better. So bloody hell, yeah, I like it. Yeah, the rain's getting a little bit faster now. It just sounds like I've got mice tap dancing on my helmet. So that's right, I said mice tap dancing on my helmet. So I don't want to though, I don't want to go back home because it's so nice to ride this bike without hearing that noise. Oh. It's not there, it's actually not there. Wow, I feel like I'm riding someone else's bike. Oh, it's really made my day, that has. It's a shame because the Let's Take exhaust did look gorgeous. I wonder if there was something in the baffles that was a bit not right, and then that noise is echoing through the exhaust up to the headers, perhaps, I don't know. It's just so weird to do the things I used to do and hear a rattle, to not hear that anymore. Go the long way home. Let's enjoy it for a few minutes more. I'm so glad I don't do, oh, for God's sake. I could, if that was just, if I was going a little bit quicker, well, I shouldn't have been going quicker, I was doing the limit, but let's just say he decided to run out in front of me and I hit him. In the paper it would be motorcyclist kills innocent jogger. Am I right? Nothing to do with the fact that the jogger ran out in front of me. But that's what your hazard avoidance is for on your theory test, I'm sure, so you can spot these things before they happen. Forward thinking, as my riding instructor Steve will always say, forward thinking. Basically, just assume everyone's out to kill you. If you just assume everyone's trying, if I assume this is going to kill, I'm going to tuck in, you're not killing me today. Oh, this guy might kill me, I'm going, hey, you're not killing me today. I know that's a bit extreme, I know, but if you just assume everyone's out to get you, I think that's what keeps you safe on the road. Well guys, there we are, no rattle at all. I'm going over bumps and stuff and I've got no rattle. When I decelerate or change down gear, I've got no rattle. Hooray! Hurrah! So it looks like that the Lextech exhaust is going to have to stay off, not forever, but I'm enjoying the bike with no weird noises. And it is pulling better, it really is. Yep, no noise. No noise. Normally when I downshift right there, that's a guarantee. And it wasn't there. Weird, 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 weird. Oh, I tell you what guys, I'm enjoying it again now. Whoa. Oh, no rattle over bumps. It's just so strange for me now. This is what you guys must feel when you ride your bikes, just enjoying the ride. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. There's the camera. I'm going to look at it this time. Hi everyone, so I'm going to wrap it up there, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, and thank you very much to all my subscribers. I've got something like 260 plus, I think, now. Look at this smile, you guys have done that. It's brilliant. I'm just so grateful. That's why I wanted to make this little outro clip of the video, because I know this video has gone on quite some time, and believe me, I do try and keep them somewhat respectable time wise, but I just get carried away and I just enjoy recording, I just enjoy editing, and I just yeah they're all quite long videos, so I do apologise for that. I will in future try and keep them around 20 minutes or so, unless you guys are happy with the video lengths I'm putting out there, because I'm enjoying it. I just want to talk to you about because my review on the bike. Basically, I feel like I might have missed some points and might have missed what I actually feel about the bike. So what I wanted to say about the bike is, in my experience, the machine itself has been brilliant. Yes, it came with a deformed back wheel. Yes, it developed a rattle. Yes, the brake pads scrub and squeak. But that's fine. Those things are fine. Apart from the bent rear sprocket, I mean, yeah, no one wants that. But that was just one of those things. It's not like the bike broke and then the wheel started buckling. It was just a manufacturer default. I might sneeze. Oh, you normally get a wish for a third one, don't you? Anyway,
So yeah, that's nothing to do with the reliability of the bike. That was just a manufacturer defect, which was quickly resolved. Now, Lexeter, Lexmoto, Lextech, whatever the company's actual name is, haven't responded to my emails about the local dealerships and garages that are refusing to do my warranty work. They should be doing it. If they're a Lexmoto dealer, they should be undertaking warranty work regardless of if you've bought your bike from them or not. Now, the 3 garages closest to me are all refusing to do warranty work on my bike, even though they are Lexmoto dealers and even though they should be honouring that warranty work. That's why I messaged, that's why I emailed Lexeter, because there's not actually a phone number to ring. And if there is one, please put it in the comments so I can call them. Every time I find a contact us method, it always results in leave your name, leave your number, and your email address, and we'll respond as soon as possible. And they're just not doing that. And basically, I wanted to talk to them about these garages because I can't keep traipsing up to Speedway Motors all the time and back just for services, just for minor things, you see. So that's why I wanted to get that sorted. And yeah, so don't get the wrong impression about how I might have come across in the video about the bike, because the bike is gorgeous, the bike is brilliant. That's what I wanted to say. If you're watching these videos because you're thinking about buying one, don't be put off by anything I've said in this video. Buy it and love it and enjoy it. And I'm sure at some point in the future there might be a little something out there that you can just plug in and it will take it up to 14.6 brake horsepower, and that's what it needs. That's all it needs. And then I probably won't be in such a rush to look for a different bike, but it is considerably lacking in power compared to most other 125s. So I just wanted to say that. So yes, massive thank you to all my subscribers. You make me so proud and happy to be making these videos and putting the videos out there. And yeah, let me know if there's anything you guys want to see in the videos, or anything that you might feel like my videos could do with more of, or what my videos are lacking. I'm not the kind of guy to get mardy or downhearted about honest criticism. You know, if you told me something needs doing, or you're not really enjoying this, or this part of the videos when you do this is a bit naff, be nice to get rid of them. Let me know, because I'm doing these videos A, for fun, B, because I'm enjoying them, and C, because you lot seem to be liking them. You send, you're subscribing, you're liking my videos. I get a lot of people in the comments, so I'm doing it for you in a sense as well as for me. It's like a give and take, I give the videos and I take the friendships I'm making back in return. So you let me know what you want in these videos, and I'll be more than happy to make changes and do that. But yeah, until next time, riders, nice one, and thank you ever so much. Catch you next time.